There are 3 common beliefs that I hear about sex as a sexologist over and over, but they are destroying relationships. I'm Stephanie. Welcome back to What I Love About Sex. Today, we are talking about the 3 myths that I hear over and over from you guys. Believing them is why so many good men and good women are getting confused and feeling disconnected and questioning everything when it comes to their sex life. So if you ever feel like sometimes things feel off in your sex life, but you really care about each other, stay with me. Common belief number 1, men always want sex. This is actually one of the most dangerous assumptions, guys, because it creates shame for everyone. The woman feels like, oh, he's not in the mood, something's wrong with me, because men should always be in the mood, right? And then if you believe that and you're not in the mood, you think something's wrong with yourself. And even just this shame cycle that both of you experience because of this belief that's actually bullshit, you are creating this habit of unease within your relationship when it doesn't even have to be there in the first place. The thing is, desire isn't constant, it's contextual. It depends on the context within the relationship and what's going on in your life at the moment, right? Like, that's why it's up and down. It's up and down. It comes in waves in terms of when things are really good in your sex life, and then times when it's just a little more dialed down. That is normal. And trust me, even me being a sexologist, it's hard for me to even keep this in my head. I have to constantly remind myself of this because all of us have been taught otherwise. We've been taught if you're in a great relationship, you should always be wanting sex all the time and it should get better and better and better every single time, right? So we're taught these things, we have it stuck in our head, and then when something doesn't match that, we kind of freak out or we feel embarrassed, and then we avoid and we turn inward instead of turning towards our partner and opening up and just talking about it. So stress, emotional safety, physical health, all these things play a role in where your libido's at and when sex makes sense for your relationship. Because when we assume that desire is just automatic, we actually forget and start ignoring what actually fuels it. And that's connection, that's trust, and that's presence. So it's okay if you're not always in the mood. It's okay if you're the guy and you don't always want it. You're a human. You're not a machine. Belief number 2 that leads to destroying relationships. And by the way, guys, before I dive into this second belief, I want you to know that if you're watching these videos and you resonate and you feel stuck and you want help, and maybe it's like, okay, well, things aren't horrible. A lot of you think that way, but then you end up working with me a few years later because things do end up getting horrible because you're avoiding a problem that you think isn't that bad. You're a high-performing guy, right? Like, you want all areas of your life to be in great shape. And if they're not, you want to get them there. You want to improve them ASAP because you know that doing damage control is a lot easier than falling into the issue and then reaching that point of no return where it's so much harder to get things back on track. All right, so if you're looking for help, if you're looking for coaching, click the link in the description of this video, or really any of my videos, and let's see if we're a good fit to work together, because I've helped many guys one-on-one for 6 years. That's all I do is help you guys with your sex life, your sex communication, and your sex performance. I help you improve on the skill sets you're lacking in, the skill sets no one actually taught you. So click the link if you're ready to see if we're a good fit. Okay, back to belief number 2. Good sex is always spontaneous. This is believed mostly by men because men overall have more of a spontaneous desire. Women have more of a responsive desire. So men are more likely to get in the mood very quickly and their body is ready very quickly versus women, not so quickly. We need a little bit of time. We enjoy the anticipation building. We're here like women are like an oven when it comes to arousal. Like, we want to be warmed up because physiologically it works a lot better for our bodies. And this is something else we've been taught, right? You see the movies and what happens? All of a sudden they're like looking at each other passionately and then they just jump each other and have this incredible, amazing sex. And you're just like, all right, that would never happen in real life. At least every woman watching is like, okay, that's highly unlikely, but hot, but highly unlikely. There are times when it works for sure, but the majority of the time, that's not how it works. So let's not expect that every time, and let's not assume that just because it's not spontaneous or just because you plan sex, because that works better for your schedule, that it's not gonna be great. Some of the best sex I've ever had was planned, and there was a lot of thought put into it. So let's not assume things. You never know. Something to ask your partner about too, by the way. So the truth is that good sex, great sex, is intentional. And making room for romantic, sexy time is one of the most loving things you can do for each other. And especially for her, because it shows you care about her. It shows that you realize she does need more foreplay than you. And you're making space for that. You're creating time for that because you know that's important, and it's gonna make her body feel better. And then when her body feels better with you sexually, she's gonna enjoy the sex she's having with you a lot more. And belief number 3 that ruins a lot of relationships.
No!
I swear.
Every time!
10 minutes in.
So annoying.
Going great.
It's the worst.
You're so...
Nico, you never interrupt. You're just
No,
perfect.
he's a good boy.
You're just a good boy. I'm a bad boy.
You're a bad boy. If sex is hard, it means it's wrong. There's something wrong if you're having a hard time with sex. And that's not true. You know, we're taught sex should always be easy. It should be effortless. It should always work. You should never have any issues, right? And you shouldn't have to work on it. It should just happen. There's so many lies being fed to us about sex. That belief keeps couples silent from actually working on what's getting in the way. And when you have a great sex life, especially when you have a great sex life, it's because you put work into it. It's because you had hard conversations. So this differs between couples because some people grow up with a lot of sexual shame, and it's hard for them to even say the word sex, even to their partner they've been married to, which it's crazy. It's a little mind-blowing, right? But it's true. It's out there, and that might be you watching this. It's definitely harder for some couples to have these conversations due to upbringing, but there comes a time when we just have to realize, we're adults. We're here because of sex. There's nothing wrong with talking about it. And if you're having sex with your partner and you're that vulnerable physically, conversation should match, you know? You should be able to talk about past trauma or insecurities that get in the way of you really opening up sexually. You should be able to talk about what you fantasize about, even if sometimes you think it feels weird. Be able to tell your partner things like, I've been wanting to tell you this, but I didn't want you to judge me, but we love each other, so we shouldn't fear opening up. Having these conversations doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It shows you care. So sometimes there are these bumps in the road when you hit certain points of jealousy or fear or insecurity or change in body image. And if you're not able to open up about it with your partner, you're gonna start avoiding sex. So this is when your sex life can become a little difficult, and it's okay. That makes total sense that life is a roller coaster. You have different experiences come up at different times, and they will affect your sex life, just as things affect your fitness, just as things affect your finances, right? Things will affect your sex life. So know that it's not always gonna be perfect and great. Sometimes it gets hard, and that just means you put the work in with the person that you're with because you love each other, you got each other's backs. And if you can talk like that and reinforce that, we got this together, we can work on this, let's figure this out, it becomes more of this effort you're working on together instead of this thing you feel you have to face alone to get your sex life back on track. It should always be worked on together. Your sex life is about connection. So discomfort around sex isn't a stop sign. It's not a bad thing. It's just a sign that it means you guys got to connect deeper to understand what's in the way so you can get through it together. It makes you stronger. You guys will bond over this, and you'll be grateful that it happened afterwards. So if you're tired of second guessing with your sex life, then work with me. Use the link in the description of this episode. When you have that mastery, there's no second guessing. You have certainty, and you're able to lead her through the hard times, because they will happen, right? That's a myth we busted today. So hope this was helpful, guys. I will see you in the next video.